given to us. For example, I am taking the integral equation as ux is equal to fx plus lambda integration, that is from a to x, then the kernel a x comma xi u xi d xi. This is the integral equation which is given to us, and we have to discuss the concept iterated kernel. What is the meaning of iterated kernel? Actually, the iterated kernel may be defined as for example, the first iterated kernel is denoted by k1 xi, and that we will take same as that of x comma xi. So right now the first kernel is known to us. Now if we want to find out the further iterated kernel, in general the formula will be kn x n plus 1 x comma xi, that will be equal to integration, that is from xi to x. At this position we have a kernel k x comma t, and then we have a kernel as we have written here n plus 1, so here will be n, and that will be t comma xi dt. So t variable is here, similarly t variable is here. For example, if we want to find out the second iterated kernel, that is k2 x comma xi, the formula will be that is equal to integration from xi to x, then the kernel that is given to us at this position, that is k of x comma t, then k1 t comma xi, then dt. This is the formula to calculate second iterated kernel, that is k2. If we want to find out the third iterated kernel, so k3 x comma xi, that will be equal to integration from xi to x, then we will use here k of x comma t, then at this position we have k2 t comma xi dt. In a similar manner, k4 will be equal to integration from xi to x, then k of x comma t, then at this position we will use k3 t comma xi dt. So we can find out in general any iterated kernel by applying this general formula to find out the iterated kernel. So just write it, and after a gap of 1 minute, I will start the next topic. Our next topic is, as we have discussed iterated kernel, then the next case is of resolvent kernel. Resolvent kernel is denoted by this symbol x comma t semicolon lambda. This is the symbol to represent the resolvent kernel, and its value is equal to k1 x comma t plus lambda k2 x comma t. Then we will have lambda square k3 x comma t. Then lambda cube k4 x comma t. In a similar manner, we will have lambda raised to power n minus 1 k n x comma t, so on up to infinity. From this particular expansion, we will be able to find out the resolvent kernel. This is the symbol for resolvent kernel, and its value is given by this series. And this series is also known as Newman series. The series which is used to find out the resolvent kernel, the series is known as Newman series. If we want to find out the resolvent kernel, then there is a need to find out the iterated kernel k1, k2, k3, k4, so on up to. In a similar manner, we can find out kn. And when we put the values of k1, k2, k3 in this particular series, after simplification, we will get resolvent kernel. And if we want to represent the series, then we will write down the complete series. That series will be Newman series, and after simplification, the overall answer is known as resolvent kernel. So now we will try some examples related to iterated kernel and as well as to resolvent kernel. The first example is find out the resolvent kernel. We have to find out the resolvent kernel. Find out the resolvent kernel. If the Volterra integral equation of second kind is given to us, and that equation is ux that is equal to fx plus lambda integration is from 0 to x e raised to power x minus t, then we have ut dt. As this equation is Volterra integral equation, non-homogeneous as well as second kind. From this equation, the lower limit k that is equal to 0 and the kernel k of x comma t that is equal to e raised to power x minus t. The kernel is known to us, and that kernel is represented by k of x comma t, and that is equal to e raised to power x minus t. So now we will try to find out the iterated kernel. So according to the formula, k1 x comma t, k1 x comma t that is equal to k of x comma t. So this is known to us, that is equal to e raised to power x minus t. Now the second iterated kernel that is given by, as we are using the variables x and t, so that will be equal to integration. In the formula, we were representing the kernels by x comma xi. So our lower limit was xi, but in this case, we have k2 x comma t. As x comma t is there, so limit will be from t to x. Then the formula will be k x comma something, another variable. Then we will have k1. At this position we have t. For example, we are using xi at this position, then xi will be here, and the integration will be with respect to xi. So that is equal to integration t to x. So this value is given by this as k of x comma t is equal to e raised to power x minus t. So k of x comma xi, that will be equal to e raised to power x minus xi. So here we will have e raised to power x minus xi into, then we have to find out k1. We have to insert the value of k1 xi comma t, as k1 x comma t is equal to this. So we will have k1 xi comma t, that will be equal to this value. In place of x we have to write xi minus t. So the value of this k1 xi comma t is equal to e raised to power xi minus t. Then we will have integration with respect to xi. So that will be equal to t to x. Then we can write it as e raised to power x into e raised to power minus xi into e raised to power xi into e raised to power minus t dt. Rather d xi. Integration is with respect to xi. Now we can see that this is constant because integration is with respect to xi. This is again constant, and this term after simplification it will become 1. E raised to power 0 will be 1. So after simplification we are getting e raised to power x into e raised to power minus t, integration from t to x, then we will have d xi. So it will be equal to e raised to power x minus t, then the integration of this will be x minus t. So this is the value of k2 x comma t. So as we have calculated the value of k2 x comma t, k1 x comma t was equal to e raised to power x minus t. Then we have just calculated the value of k2 x comma t, that is equal to x minus t into e raised to power x minus t, and the value of k of x comma t, that was equal to e raised to power x minus t. So now we will try to find out the value of k3x comma t. According to the formula, this value is equal to t2 x. Then we will have here k of x comma xi, then k2 xi comma t, then we will have dt. So this value comes out to be equal to t2 x. Then this value is e raised to power x minus t, or rather we will use x minus xi because the kernel is kx comma xi. In k2 we have to return k2 xi comma t, so its value will be xi minus t. Then we will have e raised to power xi minus t dz. We are using here the variable xi, so xi will be here. So after simplification, what we are going to get? We have e raised to power x minus t outside, then integration t to x, then inside we will have xi minus t dz. So the answer will be equal to e raised to power x minus t, then the integration of this with respect to xi, that will be xi minus t whole square divided by 2, and integration limit is from t to x. In place of xi we have to insert x as upper limit, and in the lower we have to put t. So we will get e raised to power x minus t. When we will put upper limit, we will have x minus t whole square divided by 2 minus lower limit t minus t, that is 0. So we are getting this term, x minus t whole square divided by 2, and then we will have e raised to power x minus t. So what is the value of k3? After simplification, we are getting this value. That means k3 x comma t, that is equal to x minus t whole square by 2. Then we will have e raised to power x minus. Similarly, when we try to find out k4, then we will have this formula. We are well aware of the value of k3. So after simplification, k4 x comma t we will get, that is equal to x minus t whole cube divided by 3 into 2. Then we will have e raised to power x minus t. So we can write this equation as x minus t whole cube divided by 3 factorial and e raised to power x minus t. In the similar manner, we can write it here as 2 factorial, because 2 is written as, can be written as 2 factorial. So in case of k4, we are getting k4 x comma t, that is equal to x minus t whole cube divided by 3 x minus t. So from these equations, it is quite clear. You can see from these equations, from the values of k1, k2, k3, k4, it is quite clear that the value of kn x comma t, that will be equal to, in case of 4 we have 3. So we will have x minus t raised to power n minus 1 divided by n minus 1 factorial, then e raised to power x minus. So all the values of the iterated kernel we have calculated, k1, k2, k3, so on up to kn. Now in this question, we have to find out the resolvent kernel, and the value of the resolvent kernel, gamma x comma t semicolon lambda, that was equal to k1 x comma t plus lambda, k2 x comma t plus lambda square, k3 x comma t plus lambda 4, k4 x comma t, so on up to we will have lambda raised to power n minus 1, kn x comma t, and so on up to infinity. So if we put the corresponding values at these places, at this value is e raised to power x minus t, this value is x minus t into e raised to power x minus t. Similarly, k3 x comma t is x minus t whole square divided by 2 factorial into e raised to power x minus t. So at these places, if we put the values of k1, k2, k3, k4, so on up to kn, what will we get? We will have, you can see from all the terms, this is common. So we can take e raised to power x minus t common. Then we have k1 as e raised to power x minus t is common, so we will have 1 here. In the next term, we will have lambda and x minus t. Next term, we will have lambda square x minus t whole square divided by 2 factorial. The next term, we will have lambda cube x minus t whole cube divided by 3 factorial. on up to, we can say up to infinity. As e raised to power x minus t is common, you can see 1 plus lambda into x minus t, lambda into x minus t whole square by 2 factorial, lambda into x minus t whole cube divided by 3 factorial. So this is the expansion. You can recall the expansion of e raised to power x, that is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial, x cube by 3 factorial, so on up to infinity. So this is the expansion of e raised to power lambda into x minus t. So what we are getting, e raised to power x minus t into e raised to power lambda into x minus t. We can write it as e raised to a base is same, x minus t is common, so 1 plus lambda will be there. So we are getting our overall answer. If in the question we have to calculate the resolvent kernel, then we will move up to this place, gamma. If we have to find out the Newman series only, then we will have this question. We will have this part only, because in the Newman series we have to show only the terms of the iterated kernel, k1 x comma t plus k lambda, k2 x comma t plus lambda square, k3 x comma t, so on up to infinity. In the Newman series there is no need to carry forward, हम उसको वहीं तक छोड़ देंगे न्यूमैन सीरीज में, बट इन द केस ऑफ दिस resolvent kernel we have to move further and try to find out up to this place. I think now the concept is quite clear. The second question is find out the Newman series for the integral equation. In this case we have to find out only the Newman series. In this case we have to find out the Newman series, and the integral equation is given by ux equal to fx plus lambda, integration is from 0 to x, then we have e raised to power 1 plus lambda, rather this is not the question. Our question is fx plus, you can say fx is also given to us, ux equal to x plus lambda, integration is 0 to x, then we have x xi u xi d. So to find out the Newman series there is a need only to know the kernel. So as this kernel is function of x and xi, so we have x comma xi will be here, k of x comma xi, that is equal to x xi. K of x comma xi we have, that is equal to x xi. So what is the value of k1? K1 x comma xi is equal to k x comma xi, that is x xi. Now we will try to find out k2 x comma xi, that is equal to, according to the formula, as we have to find out the kernel in the variables x and xi, so our limit of integration will be xi to x. Then according to the formula we will have k x comma, and then we have k1 comma, at this place we will have xi. So the another variable at this position will be t. We will use at this position t and integration with respect to t. So the value of this kernel is, as g of x comma xi is xi, then x comma t will be xt. And for this kernel k1 t comma xi, k1 x comma xi is xi. So k1 t comma xi will be t xi. Then we will use dt. So x and xi are the constant. Then we will have xi to x. At this position we have t square dt. So this will be equal to xi t cube by 3 from xi to x. So our answer will be x xi. Then upper limit is x cube. We have minus lower limit xi cube by 3. So we are using 3 here. So we have got the value of k2, that is x xi into x cube minus xi cube by 3. So what is the value of k2? k2 x comma xi, this is equal to x xi, then we have x cube minus xi cube divided by 3. Now we will try to find out the value of k3. k3 x comma xi will be equal to integration from xi to x. Then at this position k of x comma, at this position we will have k2 xi. If we are using t variable here, then t will be here and integration with respect to t. Very simple integration. So this will be equal to xi to x. Then the value of this is xt, and value of this we have t comma xi. So in place of x we will use t. So we have t xi, then t cube minus xi cube divided by 3, then you will have dt. So what is common? The variable x and xi is common. So we will take it outside, x and xi outside. Similarly, 3 is outside. Integration is from xi to x. Then we will have, at this position we have t square. So we will have t raised to power 5 minus t square xi cube at this position, then dt. So after the simplification, try to solve it, try to solve this integration, and after the overall simplification, our answer will be x xi divided by 2, then we will have x cube minus xi cube by 3 whole square will be here. This is the overall answer after simplification of this term. This is the value of k3 x comma xi. So right now we have got our trend. In a similar manner, what will be the value of k4? As k3 x comma xi we are getting here, x xi by 2, x cube minus xi cube by 3 raised to power 2. So in k2 we have only 1, k2 we can write it as 2, when we will try to find out k4 x comma xi, that will be equal to, we will get x xi by 6, then x cube minus xi cube by 3 raised to power 4. So this 6 can be written as 3 factorial and this 2 can be written as 2 factorial. So in the similar manner, what will be the value of kn? Kn x comma xi will be equal to x xi divided by n minus 1 factorial. Then we will have x cube minus xi cube divided by 3 raised to power. In case of k1, we are getting xi. In case of k2, we are getting x cube minus xi cube by 3 raised to power 1. In case of k3, we are getting x cube minus xi cube by 3 whole square. So in the case of kn, what will we have? We will have at this position n minus 1. So at k3 is 2. So in the case of k4, here will be 3. Just this little bit mistake. So we have 3 here. Now the Newman series is given by, what is the Newman series? Newman series is k1 x comma xi plus lambda, k2 x comma xi plus lambda square, k3 x comma xi plus lambda cube, k4 x comma xi plus lambda 4, k5 x comma xi, so on up to lambda raised to power n minus 1, kn x comma xi, and so on up to infinity. We have to just put the values of k1, k2, k3, k4, kn at this position, and we will have our Newman series with us. If the question is of Newman series, then there is no need to move further. We will show this answer as a series only. And in the question part, if we have to find out the resolvent kernel, then there is a need to find out the corresponding trend, and there is a need to move further, and we will try to find out the overall value of the resolvent kernel. So we have got our answer of Newman series after inserting the values of k1, k2, k3, k4 to kn and so on up to infinity. If the question is to find out the resolvent kernel, so we have to move further. So Newman series, we know that that is also equal to, that can be represented as resolvent kernel. So the resolvent kernel x comma, in this place we have xi, so we will use x comma xi semicolon lambda, that is equal to. In the resolvent kernel, or we can say in the Newman series, we have k1 x comma xi. So the value of k1 x comma xi is xi. Then we will have lambda k2. K2 is x xi, x cube minus xi cube by 3. Then we will have lambda square k3. Value is x xi by 2 factorial, x cube minus xi cube by 3 whole square. Then lambda 3, and the value of k4, that is x xi by 3 factorial, x cube minus xi cube by 3 whole raised to power 3, so on up to the last we will have plus lambda raised to power n minus 1. Then we will have kn with it, that will be x xi by n minus 1 factorial, x cube minus xi cube by 3 raised to power n minus 1, so on up to infinity. Now, what is the value of resolvent kernel? In this series, we have xi is common. So we will take xi common. Inside we will have 1 plus lambda x cube minus xi cube by 3. Then we will have lambda square x cube minus xi cube whole square divided by 2 factorial. Then we will have lambda cube x cube minus xi cube whole raised to power 3. Here we have 3 at this position, 3 at this position divided by 3 factorial, so on up to infinity. So we will have xi, and this is the expansion of e raised to power. You can take this number as you can say this is a. So we have 1 plus a square by 2 factorial plus a cube by 3 factorial, so on up to infinity. So this is the expansion of e raised to power a, and a at this position is lambda into x cube minus xi cube by 3. So we have got our answer of the resolvent kernel x comma xi semicolon lambda. So this completes our question. So we have discussed 2 questions today and try to find out the iterated kernel as well as the resolvent kernel, and we have also discussed the Newman series. So in today's lecture, we have covered our 3 topics: Newman series, resolvent kernel as well as iterated kernel. If we have iterated kernel with us, then we can easily find out the resolvent kernel, and the Newman series we can also form with the help of iterated kernel. So in today's lecture we have to discuss up to this particular topic. Tomorrow we will move further and try to solve some other questions as well as far as the theoretical part of these topics is concerned. Later on we will have a lecture on the theoretical part, but before that we will try to solve the numerical portion of unit first. Thank you for today's lecture, and there is a need to mention your roll number in the chat box for the attendance. Thank you students for today's lecture.